八那干将。
咱就去家来放。
哦。他每次我传第二个我们。
823，我现在出货场了，正在往大道上走。823。游戏里边放歌，它能听着我这帮我不更新能玩线上吗，兄弟？你这问问题，你这问题，你没经过思考。823走了。
trying it back.
Fucking snow hasn't been doing proper admin work. Now I'm going to
Fix it. Anything I can help with?
I'm going through the reports now and doing it. He hasn't been working properly or added them into the subsequent notes which I've already just done, so hasn't even added up. Oh my god. Fuck. No idea. Oh my. Even fucking done that? Seriously? Wow, what the hell's he been doing? No.
Snow.
No. What the fuck? Okay. Danite's still in our fucking active drivers list on the node management list. Oh, what the fuck, man? Nothing's been updated. Oh my god, I can't wait until we get rid of this custom system. Apparently the new API that's out for Zen4, which we're testing on Truckers Radar. We're installing Zen4 on Truckers Radar this weekend. Apparently the new version of the API allows us to set groups, and it actually works, which means now we don't have to worry about fixing bollocks like this.
Yay.
Well, theoretically. We don't know, we still... Oh my god. Who else hasn't been added to this list that I've now got to fucking check? Heck hasn't even been added to the EU list. My god. Phoenix hasn't even been added to this list. But no staff has been doing over this weekend. No. He hasn't been added.
If I knew anything remotely about what you were doing, I would be doing it.
He hasn't been added either. Oh.
Was I removed from Oceania?
No, he's still on that node list as well. I now need to make sure that these nodes are all correct, because these nodes are out of whack. Oh, okay.
Make sure Booth is out of EONA.
Yeah, he is. The Cool Banana hasn't been... No, even the Roach Coach name hasn't been changed to Middle Meat. Oh my god. Worthless shit. He's on there. Cool Banana hasn't been here. Alright. I think I have fixed it. It looks like it's all... No, it's updated. Okay. Now I need to go into the history list and copy what I've done and then update the fucking bloody, the user list, I think. No, I'm not even gonna bother. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, right. The no members list has been up. I'm just gonna do a fucking what do you call it? A reply saying updated list to current. Updated. I'm done. I will see that and you'll be like, oh. Oh my god. If I wasn't so OCD about shit being done properly, I probably wouldn't have given a fuck, but the fact that I'm anally OCD is really annoying. Okay. And knowing this, have they been removed from the... No! They haven't... People haven't even been removed from the fucking bloody driver-owned games either. Like...
Sure you don't need an assistant?
I'm just on the last part now.
I mean for employee manager.
You what?
Are you sure you don't need an assistant employee manager?
No, having assistant employee managers is just a... The employee manager, problem is that that's one of the only roles where you can't actually have an assistant as per se, because the employee manager manages all of the all of the drivers, and if the assistant employee manager does something, it actually falls back on the employee manager, and the employee manager will be the one that takes the fucking the brunt of the incorrect decision. That's why we don't actually have an assistant, purely because there'll be contradictions between assistant and primary.
Okay.
That's mainly the reason why I've never done an assistant employee manager. Like driver trainers is different because it's more, well, yeah, actually now it's not either, because the way the stash is rewriting everything, it's sort of, if something isn't done right, then yeah, it would fall on him, and then it will then fall on the employee manager, which then will result it falling on me to fix it. It's a pain in the fucking ass. It really is. If we didn't have such an overcomplicated system, it would have been a different story. But the fact that we've got such an overcomplicated system, it's really difficult. Not difficult, I'm just too fucking lazy. Most of these people have been removed properly. Yeah, no, there's only like 2 that are... Okay, so it's just a couple that were missed. Oh, that's not too bad then. But again, I don't know how many people were actually, how many of these new drivers were actually added to this list as well. These other ones aren't added here before. Yeah. Excuse me. And everything is done. One that we've got at the moment is Adam Stott. Hasn't been attending any convoys, and like we were literally, well, I was literally about to kick him out the other day, and then what did he do? He submitted 2 fucking jobs. But I think. And
he attended 2 convoys since then.
He hasn't, huh?
He has attended 2 convoys since.
Yeah, because he knew that he was going to get in shit. Because I think we actually sent him a warning. I think. I don't actually know. I'm gonna have a look at his account and see if we did actually send him a warning. Answer is. Oh no. So he sent a message to Snow explaining his absence. Passing off his grandfather.
Her grandfather, yeah.
Yeah, Snow added that to the list yesterday. So, I mean that's okay. I mean as long as he attends, as long as he builds up his attendance, then that's fine. I don't really see much of a problem with that. But if his attendance goes down, then it's I don't know. Then I'm getting too old for this shit. The day this entire thing is autonomous, the day I can just retire and just leave it. Never happen. I mean, we are trying to automate a lot of things. Like, when I start writing it, I think I'll probably starting it maybe late September, early October. Got to finish off the patch that has Twitter integration, Slack integration, all that blah blah blah. Leave of absence integration, but eventually I'll be knocking over the attendance record, so it actually uses the TruckNet instead of the forum, so the RSVP system will basically just go, it'll disappear. It won't even be there anymore because it'll be no use because it'll be all inside TruckNet for if you can come or go, so it'll detect your game, like what you've said in your thing, and if you don't have that game, it won't actually show up you needing to required to attend, but you can override the rule. The staff can override the rule if that person did attend and they can put a yes or something. Theoretically, I've got to start writing that, but I got Truckers Radar to fucking finish. These jobs will approve. I mean, Chris has technically got he has a promotion on Truckers Radar, and now he's being even more promoted by learning fucking C#. Hey, Chris. Hey, you lazy bastard. So, did you download Visual Studio, or need to go to Visual Studio to download the community edition? And then you also need to install Git on your computer. No, so there's Git Bash and Git GUI for Windows, so you just go to Git's website, just download the Windows thing, so so then it integrates into your your command prompt, or it has its own Bash command prompt, but you don't actually need to use it because Visual Studio has direct integration with Git, so you only need the Git client on your computer, so then it integrates into Visual Studio, and then it's all just done through Visual Studio. Everything we use it's the Team Explorer, so have all you can commit, you can fetch, sync, push, pull, tag. You can do all that stuff just through Visual Studio. That's what I do. I never touch Git Bash unless I have to, and unless it's Globex. The what? Yeah, it is. But I mean, so Git has its own thing called Git Bash, which is its own form of command line. So it's just a standard CLI, except it's purely for Git, so it only does Git. It is. It basically is, yeah.
Vale verga, Jiménez, voy a hacer F7, me ir para el taller porque este hijo de puta pendejo del Meco Yek me hizo levantado por cerote se quedan los huevos.
Because once you've installed Visual Studio and stuff like that, yeah, I'm going to have to remote and team view into your computer or something and set you up to our repository and all that stuff. Because if you get it right, and I've also got to give you the libraries and properly install NuGet Manager and stuff, which I had to do the crash. Because if you don't have those, you're going to get fatal errors whenever you try and fucking open the project because you don't have the correct libraries installed. This is the only part. This is the only, but that's the only big drama about like doing .NET is the fact that we've got a lot of libraries that we use, and a couple of them are custom, like full-on custom, and you just can't get it. You gotta like buy it, and so I'm the rights holder for it, so I have them on my computer. Yes, they're actually inside the repository, but you've got to know how to import them, and if you don't know .NET through and through, good luck trying to import the fuckers. You just don't drag and drop. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, and then I have to show you how to use it and like blah blah blah. Because I told Crash that I was getting as QC, and I said that I was getting you as a QC. He's like, it's actually not a bad idea. And I turn around to Crash and I go, yeah, that's if he can learn C#, of course. If he can't learn C#, he ain't getting access to it. No! Oh, there did not be enough fucking pistol bay audio. Not a private call, I'll be right back. That was just the hospital. I'm being admitted to the hospital next Monday, so
For what this time?
my urologist bollocks with this failed valve that I've got. I went and saw him yesterday morning while I was in hospital. Luckily for me,
901, apretá F7, F7. No estés bloqueando
and
ahí.
he's stumped at why this valve isn't working, because he said it was like, oh, you know, because I was pissed off, I fucked around from it, it leaks like a sieve and it doesn't bloody work, and, you know, they fucked my kidney in the process and all that shit, so I was originally intending, when I went to see him yesterday, I was originally intending to blast the living fuck out of him, but I sort of didn't. But he understood how frustrated I fucking really am. He knows, because his team have told him. But anyway, so even though his team and the head urologist nurse, who I know very, very, very well, even outside the hospital, I've known her for about, I don't know, 10, 11 years, something like that. And she's the head urology nurse, so she knows me very well, obviously. And it didn't even work for her. Like, it didn't work for anybody. But yet he doesn't want to go down, oh, I'm going to have to reoperate or blah, blah, blah. So when I went and saw him yesterday, he said, right, so what I want to do is I'm going to admit you to the hospital next week and he's going to get the secretary to arrange it, because she's just rung me. So then he can take out the catheter that's in there and try and get it to work. So I'm going to be in there for a minimum of a day. When my urologist said, oh, we'll keep you up overnight. And he said overnight last time, I was there for 7 days.
Oh wow.
So I'm not expecting it to be overnight at all. So then he wants to try and do all the shit and blah blah blah, and if it doesn't work, then I have to go for what we call a surgical revision, where they will literally just open me up completely and either fix the valve or replace it. And if they can't replace it, then they do a bit of diversion, which means they pull out the bladder and the two tubes that go through your kidney get binded together and they go into a stoma wall bag, basically. Which I don't want, because that's balls. I mean, that will fuck me up having my SRS surgery, basically. Because there'll be no lubrication or no, you know, anything like that to keep it all wet, damp. So, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, he knows that it's going to end up being a surgical procedure, considering that 20 different nurses and doctors couldn't even get it to work. And all of his team couldn't even get it to work. So I think he just wants to see it for himself, and unfortunately just can't go into a, you know, into an outpatient and stay there for several hours. You know, they need to be able to test it over a long amount of time, and that way then I can have like ultrasounds, which I know I'm going to have, and I have to go think for a thing called urodynamics. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of, I think it's this, me going back in is an investigation going in. Like, it's an investigation admission. Because I know he got in shit for me complaining. So, I don't know. So, yay, now I gotta go to fucking hospital next Monday.
Lovely.
Again. Basically, he wants me to stay out of the hospital this week. Like, but I said to him, how am I going to stay out of hospital when my heart's been playing up and my GP explicitly told me that if it flutters, I have to go straight back to hospital? So it's like, you know, how can I avoid not going to hospital? It's so frustrating. Anyway, right, I need to add this in. Hospital admission. I have no idea how long I'm going to be there, so I'll make it pink. Yeah. And then to make matters worse, my fucking headphones that I use. Oh, which means I need to set up my VIP on my fucking phone. Fuck. So that way then it's running when I'm not here. Go to urology. Unit.
Hola, hola, buena ruta, querido hermano, buena ruta.
I think it's Parkside East. Yes. Or Parkside. 8 AM. A CPAP. Oh yeah. Hemoglobin spreadsheet. Yeah, hemoglobin spreadsheet. That's them too. Wait, CPAP and done. Sweet. Can't even spell drugs. It smells drugs. Okay. Yeah, my headphones for my phone have, like, one ear has like gone really quiet. So, like, the left ear works fine, but the right ear doesn't, and the right ear happens to be where the hands-free shit is on the phone.
Okay.
Because of Samsung and whatnot, so I was going to go and buy some, so I'm going to have to go and buy some new headphones. Because obviously I'm not going to stay in a hospital in a unit where there's going to be people that are going to blab off their mouths, and all I want to do is watch movies on my Plex. So, because that's what I'll be doing. I'll just be watching movies. Anyway, so I was going to get replacement headphones, like, sort of thing, but I went to Spark, who's one of the where I bought the phone from, and they're like, oh no, you don't they don't get those anymore. So I was like, oh no, but they've got this other one that works with them all, and it's a Sony one. And I was like, oh yeah. So I listened to it, and I was like, I actually had to listen to the bass and everything else, and I was like, it actually sounds really good. Like, to be honest, it sounds really good. I see, what's the price on those? Fucking $150 friggin' for fucking headphones. It's not even headphones, it's earpieces. That has hands-free kit that supports Samsung phones and iPhones and all that shit like that. $150. I said, fuck off! something on to Trade Me, which is like the equivalent of Amazon and eBay put together, except much more prettier and better functionality by a long shot. And I'm getting them for $10. Actual official Samsung ones, not cheap knockoffs, for $10. Why would I spend $150 on an aftermarket one when I could spend $10 on the actual one, and if it breaks or whatever, I can just buy another one? It sounds fucked up, to be honest. I don't know. Bunch of fucking wankers. Actually, I might buy those headphones now, so I know they're cool. Oh wait, did it? Oh, did it end? Offered for $6.50. $6.50? Ah.
Lucho.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna buy those.
Hola.
¿Tú eres la parte trasera del convoy?
Sí. Hay algunos atrás, pero bueno, pasa que tampoco puedo esperar mucho porque si no, no llegamos más.
Sí.
Do that.
O sea, vamos atrasados igual. Por eso que hay que meterle.
Que ahorita me botó el server, por eso no aparecía.
Ah, está bien. Sí, igual está tranquilo la ruta acá, así que dale tranquilo.
Wow. $6.50 for the headphone thing. And $5 for fucking postage. Fuck it out. Oh well. Considering that I'm going into hospital on Monday and today's Tuesday. I pay for them today, they should be here by Thursday.
Sí, pero dice por la actualización esta de los dobles esto. En esta hay que doblar a la izquierda, ¿no? Sí.
Se me aparece un laberinto.
Sí. Frena que hay uno acá, hay tránsito, va. Acá hay que doblar a la derecha. Tomen distancia y el que tenga lag, rebásenlo, pero con cuidado, ¿no?
Oh. Okay. Oops. I need to order my...
Derecho, Diego, dale derecho.
First name is... spell my email address.
Pasame, Rudy, pasame y pasalo a Diego. Si tiene lag, pasalo, pero con cuidado.
Se abrió bien atrás.
852. Dr. Cohen, I drugs.
Gracias, amigo.
Se dobla a la izquierda.
En la próxima hay que doblar a la derecha, Acuérdense a la derecha.
Aquí hay que doblar, amigos, aquí hay que doblar hacia la derecha. No se les olvide. Si se pasan la salida, síganse derecho, amigos, y retórnense un retorno que está más adelante.
Oh, you're on light. Are you still on light duties?
Yes, for another 2 months.
You're not working, or have you already finished work?
I finished already.
Oh. Wow. BD Gonzalez.
There just wasn't much to do tonight.
What?
I thought his name said Truckers MP Australia.
No.
I think that's admin impersonation.
I don't know, just report it. Report it and see what happens, because yeah, it might be, I don't know, just report it.
His name says Truckers MP Australia, not Trucking Australia.
Truckers MP Australia. Have a look.
Because that totally doesn't sound...
I don't know. I'll hold it as a can. Do you have his
His P info?
Yes, no, yeah, I need his TMP ID.
1 second.
Hang on, you said his name was what? Truckers MP Australia, is that what you said?
One two two 5543. 122 5543.
Oh yeah, there it is. Truckers MP Australia. Wow, he's had a lot of bands. He's had four bands. He changed his name from Butters 2107 to Truckers MP Australia. So I mean, he's had 2 declined appeals. Last one was April this year. I honestly don't know. I don't think so.
It wouldn't?
Again, I don't know. Oh, he only just got off a 1 month ban due to history. Just off 20th of June. That was when so he's had 1 month ban due to history. So I mean, if he got another report, you have to report it. But I mean, if it, if the report does go through, then I mean, he changed his username on the 24th of April, and since then he's already had one ban, and that was for wrong way. Oh my god, Viva Lax. Did Lax join Viva? Oh, fuck's sake. Wow. Okay. Wow, he's in a lot of reports against him. Holy crap.
Nice. Wait 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, you can only do 10 at a time, that's right. It has gone down, but there's a lot. It goes into a polling thing on Slack, and then it's just a matter of the staff just choosing, you know, whoever looks at it can like decide, you know, if they want to take care of it or have a look into it. But you know, it gets pulled, and then sometimes the pull can last. Yeah, it can last a few days, but it has been slowly getting worked upon with this new reporting system. That's why there's a limit, because of the fact that people just over-report and it's congesting the system.
Which is unfortunate. Welcome back.
Oh.
Yeah, but like having like say 50, having like say 60 or 70 reports from one guy, and like, you know, in a matter of like 5 or 10 minutes, and add that onto the 8,000 plus reports that are, I don't actually know how many is in there at the moment. 3,568. So you add that onto the current list of reports, and you just do the math. It's a fuckload of reports to go through. A fuckload. Yeah, and unfortunately it doesn't. Yeah, unfortunately the person that would have access to that role would be, you'd have to be basically an IGA in order to get that. Because we were looking at it, because I was going to do that. I mean, I can't take the report, but I can note on it and stuff like that, but I can't accept it or any of that shit. But yeah, I mean, I can comment to it and whatnot because I'm an admin. But yeah, IGA is a bit different. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it anymore because it's stuff that we're allowed to know. And they have to follow strict guidelines. So the way that it currently works is that all staff, well, most staff, like myself included, we can look at it and we can take it, but then once we've, like, say I can review evidence and whatnot, I would then put in there and say that it's pending approval from a staff member, so then it gets forked, so then it sits in there, and then an IGA or a senior staff would come along and actually physically deal with the report. So, like myself, I can review them, but then once I've reviewed it and I put my comment saying that, you know, this matches this and blah blah blah, so I can pre-approve it, but then an IGA member or a senior admin would then have to physically approve it. So it doesn't matter how you would do it. It's already doing it that way. It's just it has to be actually committed by an IGA. So moderators and shit can actually view it and, you know, record evidence and comment on it internally and whatnot, or, you know, publicly and say, you know, we require more evidence or whatever. So I can do that. But then, yeah, basically, then a senior staff lawyer and IGA has to be the one to physically grant it, basically. And unfortunately, there's only, you know, 40-something IGAs, and then there's like 20 fucking moderators for 1.7 million odd users. So even if we had a staff of 600, it's still a fuckload of work. There is a shitload of work. So yeah, it does take time because there's a lot of it, and we don't just get the new ones first. We go to the old and then work our way up. We don't ever just grab the first one. We always go back in time, always. Otherwise, then the old ones just sit there forever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happens. So we always go from oldest to newest. We don't either go from newest to oldest. And now with the 2-minute automatic recording, it's you know, we don't have to do it straight away. It can be a delayed ban. So, and that's the way it's been for quite a while. But I mean, now for the recording, it sort of makes it a bit easier. But yeah. But anyway, meh. Fuck, it's hot in here. Holy fuck. Oh.
Sure you don't have a fever?
Oh. You know what? I got no idea. I'll put on. I'm just gonna do a temperature reading. I won't be able to talk for a couple minutes while this stupid thing does its job.
How's Scandinavia? Yeah, no, some people are doing World of Trucks jobs, and they're going really slow. Yeah, there's a lot of turns, so it makes sense. That moment when you can almost do something really cool, but then you really fuck it up.
Oh. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Trailer?
Oh yeah, duels.
Ah.
So I went to the plastic surgeon this morning.
Ah.
He wants an MRI to see if
Yeah.
there's any ligament and nerve damage. So I got a referral for that, and I'm just waiting for that appointment, and I'm going to get a nerve study done on Wednesday morning.
Huh. Okay, so I'm a wee bit hot. Not much, but I am a wee bit.
You're a little warm?
Just
What
a
is it?
tad, just a tad, just 38.1.
Oh yeah, just slightly.
I think what the average is 37, something like that.
Yeah,
37?
you're a little above normal.
Yeah.
That's considered a low grade fever here.
Yeah.